So it's good, y'all. We're gonna get into episode 9 of Doc Connect Wednesdays. You know what I mean? Pleasure to have all y'all on deck on board with us, rocking as usual. So today we're going to be talking about how crypto and blockchain are going to impact the world, right? You guys, some of you guys have been here for a little bit. Some of you guys are fairly new, but in essence, just know everything that's currently in existence, everything that we use, everything that we're doing, all the businesses we operate in, all the industries we operate in, it's all going to be changed. It's all going to be disruptive. So blockchain, as you guys know, one of the key factors of blockchain is essentially that all transactions are immutable, right? Anytime that there is a transaction that happens, it is recorded, it is timestamped, and anybody can access it. So what I want you guys to understand is any time that you have a disruptive technology or just anything, just remove the technology aspect. Anything that's disruptive, it literally is in the name. It's going to disrupt, which means change is coming. Now, cryptocurrency has been around for a while. Blockchain came about from Bitcoin. So think about this. Bitcoin was initiated to the world back in 2009, right? The Genesis block was done in 2009. So since 2009, the world has blindly operated. Everybody has continued going to their everyday jobs, just doing everything normal, right? Like nothing's happening. And right under their nose, there's an entire world that is about to be unleashed on the everyday person, right? If you are a healthcare worker, this is going to affect your industry tremendously, because think about how inefficient and ineffective it is to have to go pull patients' files to find out, a ton of information about them. But if you had all of this person's files on the blockchain, or even in Web3, right, which is still crypto-based, you're giving the power back to the person. The person itself can control the data, and the person can relinquish whatever pieces of data or control that it needs to the necessary parties. And in this way, it's no more a million pieces of this paper. I want you guys to kind of see how efficient the world can flow. Let's say for crime purposes, crypto has the ability to kind of limit a lot of financial crimes, right? The financial aspect, there's scamming that's always been going on. Anytime there's something new, there's always a way that somebody finds a loophole, they twist it, contort it, and they make it work for them, right? So in this new emerging economy, there's going to be a super change in the way that we transact, right? Right now, this paper fiat is not backed by anything. And we tell you guys this a million times over, right? So it really has no value. It's literally just like this. Like we get bills in the mail. You guys probably can't see this, but the bills that we get in the mail, the paper that your bills are printed on is almost essentially the same shit that the money is made out of. It's paper and ink. When we came off the gold standard, it lost its value. So it's really not worth anything, but we need it to survive. We need it to purchase goods and services, to transact, right? As a medium of exchange. So I want you guys to think about something. And you're seeing this around the world right now. You guys all get money, fiat, dollars, right? This money goes into your bank. You get paid direct deposit straight to the bank, right? So in essence, we've already been operating in a digital capacity, right? You have your debit card, credit card, you swipe, electronic transactions happen. Your bank has a ledger that tracks these transactions, right? But now think about it without having to use a debit card or credit card, right? You have cryptocurrency, you have a mobile phone, right? So now you have access, you have mobile banking. All of these things are innovations, right? They improved what already existed. But now as we grow and we transition from the old way to the new way, this new system itself is going to have safeguards, it is going to have pros, and it's going to have cons. So you guys know we always bring you the absolute real, right? We lay it all out on the table for you. Sometimes we give you the answers. Sometimes we actually just want to present something that's thought-provoking that turns the light bulb on and off. So think about this. As the world is literally is changing, it's ever so dynamic. The money that you need to transfer from point A to point B sometimes is horrible in the way that it gets to point A to point B and is settled, to the point where it's more efficient sometimes to actually get on an airplane with cash, fly it to its destination, and get it there. And this is what's been going on with institutions, right? There's actual businesses and enterprises and institutions who have to pre-fund transactions, and we're talking large amounts of transactions. These guys literally take cash, they order cash, palletize it, put it on a plane, and they have the plane take it to point B. When you really think about that, that's pure insanity. That is not how money is supposed to flow. Money is supposed to be seamless. It's not supposed to have no bottlenecks, the same way the supply system is, the same way data flows. Everything is supposed to be seamless, but that is what blockchain and cryptocurrency are going to do for the world. That's the plus. It's going to make the way we transact faster, more efficient. Let's say Elazar is in Guatemala, right? Let's just say that's where he's at, and I'm in Dubai. And he says, listen, I need some money. I need some cash. Can you send me such and such? Now we have fintechs, right? Or financial technologies. This industry, right? The sector itself is improving banking. So these guys are the catalysts behind Cash App, behind Venmo, behind a million of these other, quick transfer apps, right? Fintech technology allows people to be able to instantly send money. We tell you guys all the time about XRP and what XRP does. So XRP does instant payments and remittances, but we're talking about with settlement in 3 seconds. So once it's transferred, literally in 3 seconds, once it's in your hand, the transaction is finalized, it's complete. There's nothing else left that has to come from it. So this is the power of cryptocurrency and blockchain. Now with blockchain, you can see these transactions are going to continuously be uploaded to the ledger. Everybody can see it. Everybody who's a participant, as long as they have your transaction ID, they can see the flow. Or as long as they're utilizing the Explorer, they can see every transaction that happens. It's timestamped. They can see the amounts, to whom it went to, the address from where it came from, the fees, all of that, right? Think about that when it comes to every single industry that you guys are in. Do me a favor, everybody that's in here, whatever industry that it is that you guys work in, I want you to drop it into the chat. Like if you're a nurse, put the medical industry, so forth and so on. If you're in the retail, just say retail. I want you guys to just drop this. I want to kind of see something. I want to get a vantage point real quick. What's good, Wolf? All right, so Daniel, you're in sales, telecommunications, flowers and events, government, hospitality, trucking, psychiatric hospital. Yeah, that's Kev. Yeah, so I want you guys to think about this. Every single one of these industries are going to be impacted by blockchain. And that's so crazy. And as you see it, the world is already ever evolving. And now that we have these innovations are only here to basically take what currently exists and they're going to improve upon it. But everything isn't going to be rainbows and unicorns. It's not always going to be all good. The downside to how cryptocurrency and blockchain are going to affect a lot of things is we're seeing it now. We have a liquidity crisis, right? This is the old system. The old system they had, it's debt-based, right? So anytime somebody enters into new debt, they're able to print more money. As they're able to print more money, the debt ceiling continues to rise. the national debt, the global debt, it just continues to rise and rise and rise. But that's not sustainable, right? And that's how you start to get these bubbles. Real estate bubble. You have the bank bubble, you have the stock bubble, like all of these different bubbles that exist in the world. At some point, there is going to be a reckoning. So in cryptocurrency, you're seeing it with these exchanges. They're having a liquidity crisis. In real life, you're seeing it with banks. People are unable to get their own money out of the banks, right? And this is crazy. So we'll get into that a little later, right? But that is the craziest thing in the world to me, to think that you have people around the world who are working hard day in and day out to support their families, to support their lifestyles and their habits. It's how they make their investments. It's how they put food on the table. It's how they keep the lights on. And other people depend on those people to be able to provide for them. But you go to your bank and your bank says, we don't have the money. So in your head, you're like, what? What do you mean you don't have the money? It makes no sense, right? Because you know your direct deposit hit. You know your money's available. You can see it through mobile banking. But you go to the bank and you ask or request for your own money and they don't have it. They have to print your money. They have to order your money. So when they're ordering the money, it makes you think, it's like, what were you guys doing with my cash? They were making money on your money, right? They are the bank. They have other products and services that allow them to use your capital to make more money, but you just see it on a mobile digitized ledger. Now think about this from cryptocurrency aspect. When you pull up your ledger or your decent wallet or whatever it is that you use, whatever money is there, it's there, right? You are in full control of it. You are the bank. You can move it as you see fit. You can swap it. You can buy more. You can sell your position. There's so much that you can do. You can send it out. You can tip people with cryptocurrency, right? So now think about vast mindset, right? Think about how guys who are content creators, you can start receiving micropayments or tips via cryptocurrency, right? You have full control over your crypto when you have the private key. But think about your money. Your money, you don't have full control over, because every single time you guys get paid, you take it to your bank. When you take it to your bank, you give up the, in essence, private key of fiat. So now everything that they do with that money is free will, right? They do whatever they need to do. And of course, there's laws and rules and regulations in which they have to abide by. But think about it. It's the banks. It's the one thing that 9 times out of 10 probably will never fail. So as you guys are operating in your everyday capacity, right, in the industries that you guys service, hospitality, trucking, psychiatric hospital, flowers and events, telecommunications, sales, all of that. Think about what you have to go through to be able to pull up somebody else's data or somebody's transaction, right? Let's just say flowers, for flowers and events, right? This is dope because it's a little unique. Blockchain itself, right, allows you to add all of a customer's data and info to the blockchain where everybody can see it, right? Every transaction that has ever occurred, all the events where you had to go in and purchase flowers, or you had to purchase a certain type of flower, right? Or a certain event that had to happen, birthday, anniversary, holidays, all of that good stuff, right? So the blockchain allows you to kind of see this in real time. Okay, on this date every year for the last 5-10 years, this information is here, it's presented to you, right? You're able to see this. He buys red flowers for his wife. He buys 2 dozen here. On this event, he always buys this. This is the date of his anniversary, so forth and so on, right? So you're now able to identify consumer habits, right? Now you're able to cultivate a certain experience based on the information that you have. Now think about this. All of these companies, these big Fortune 500 companies, why do you think they always want your data? Data breach, right? They're able to take your customer psychology, your customer's habits, right? Things that your customer has repetitively done, and they're able to market to you in a way that makes you literally transparent to them, right? You are fully open. Women, when you guys go to the stores and you buy your concealer, your foundation, your eyeliner, your lipsticks, right? All of these beauty products, right? They know, hey, the big thing right now is cruelty-free products, right? So you don't want to be putting a whole bunch of chemicals and stuff on your face. A lot of this now is about, let me find something that's organic, something that might cover up fine lines or little blemishes or something like that. And you're doing the exact same thing. Every time you go in and you make a purchase, this shows up in your account history. Somebody's able to see this, right? Who's sitting behind the desk. They're able to look at everything and they'll say, okay, this particular customer or this particular, let's stick with a customer to make it small. So this particular customer comes in, she buys X, Y, and Z. The purchases happen in every 30 days or every 45 days or whatever the case is. She typically comes in and spends this amount. These are the brands that she typically supports. So now they have all the information that they need for you to be able to continue to market directly to you. And they cultivate experiences, coupon codes, point systems, everything for you. Now, the power of the blockchain itself means that everyone can see this. So if somebody is doing this just at one store, now all of this information is able to be accessed by the entire company, right? Now other investors can go on and see, okay, this many, this many lipsticks were sold between this date and this date. This is how much it yielded. These were the transactions. All of this info is now easily and readily accessible. So when it comes to blockchain and how crypto is going to impact this, it's about to be a game changer for everything. And there's already companies and makeup companies. For one, we actually were we had a talk maybe a week and a half ago. I think it was last Tuesday. We asked a couple people that was in a group, what industries did you work in? And she said, listen, I do sales and beauty. I work in the beauty industry. I actually found that there's a couple blockchain companies working with beauty brands right now that offer certain products to everybody. And this is how they actually come up with coupon codes to be able to give to you. And they know it's going to invoke you to spend. So now, because they know your habits, they kind of understand your psychology, and they know, hey, let me send out an email. Let me send out a mobile text message. Let us send out another coupon code or something for you, right? It's tailor-made to you. And this is just in retail. So this type of power is phenomenal, actually. Like I kind of geek out over this stuff. You guys know I'm kind of like a data guy, right? So I'm kind of geeky with this stuff. But I see this and I just look at things totally different now. Because if blockchain and crypto itself is able to tailor make shopping preferences, take your shopping preferences and cultivate an entire experience around it to give to you, think about the power that these Fortune 500 companies that are utilizing this technology have, right? They're almost able to make you a super consumer. And here in the university, this is what we teach you guys all the time, right? You have to kind of take a step back from your normalcy and start to look at things and how things are working, how certain technology is going to impact the industries or just just anything that you do. And then you figure out from that aspect, where do you go from here? How are you going to position yourself to benefit from this? Absolutely, Wolf. Question everything. Then there's a couple of us, right? We kind of go down rabbit holes. We was laughing about this yesterday. So there's a couple of us, like, we get data and we get intel that the average, everyday person is not privy to, right? And sometimes it makes you feel like, yo, this motherfucker crazy. Like, really, he off his rocker. But people fairly ever stop and say, why do I think that this person is crazy for their beliefs? Maybe they have information that I don't have. So when we tell y'all, don't bother talking to your family about crypto after you've already exhausted your efforts and your energy, this is why, right? We're telling you stuff is happening right now under your noses. But the average person, if you was to ask them, yo, did you hear about half of 51% of Bitcoin transactions were fake? Hey, did you hear about the Ethereum merger going from one consensus mechanism to the next? Right? They don't have a clue what you're talking about, but you do, right? So you have more information than they have. So you have a different vantage point. You have an advantage over 95% of the world right now. So I want you guys to literally stop for a second and just think about this. Damn. If I know, and everybody who's on this call, who's taking the boot camp, drop a 1 in the chat. All right. So everybody who's taking the boot camp, you guys know the power of blockchain. You know that we tell you guys about supply chain management, right? There's always shortages that's going on in the stores and stuff right now. The same stores that everyone shops at, whether it be for clothes and garments, whether it be for food, beverages, whatever, right? The supply chain impacts it all. If there's an issue in the supply chain, you will not get that product, or that product itself will become scarce, right? Which means they then have an increased demand, but they have a supply shortage. They are able then to raise the price because they know it's scarce and people are going to pay for it. Sound like Bitcoin? That's the only reason people invest in it, because it does nothing. But the reason we tell you guys about VeChain is because with that project, you're able to use technology, use a mobile device. You can actually scan a chip and it could tell you when this product was created, where it came from, where it was manufactured, what store it was sent to, on what date was it created, on what day was it purchased, right? When it got to that store, right? So from point A to point B, the materials it consists of, everything. And that's just trackability. So now think about DHL, UPS, USPS. Think about how blockchain can literally, you can follow something from point A to point B and know that your product is moving to where it's supposed to be until it gets to you. And you can tell every single thing about this product, the materials that was used, who created it. Some of you guys, I'm pretty sure some of you guys may have like a Mercedes, right? Or any car that you have. A lot of times the designer, right? They'll sign, let's say the windshield on a Mercedes Benz, they'll sign the windshield, right? Or it'll say created by such and such, or inspected by such and such. Instead of you having to look for that inside your car, you're able to see that on a blockchain. So now you know if there was a defect in something, you know, hey, this person created my car. It's little things like that is kind of going to impact everything that you do, all the decisions you make. Because as innovation continues to grow, right? As technologies begin to emerge and more efficiency comes from that, it's going to make your life easier. And in some ways, it's going to make it harder, right? So I can tell you guys the ways that it's going to touch you and impact you. Now think about the bad side. I love how we do this, right? With Skype. We normally give you the good, but we also give you the bad. I want you guys to think about this. So right now, everybody was going crazy with these PPP loans, right? And then you know how it was a big deal. And of course, we didn't start the PPP loan. You know what I mean? And by no means, it was placed in front of a lot of people, and a lot of people partook, right? But this has been around for years. People have been scamming and manipulating the system for years, way before Black and brown people actually got their hands on that, right? Keep that in mind. And this was never a problem. But now you see that there's a lot of exploits going on, and they say, oh, this person faked them $1 million. They got a $1 million PPP loan, and now they're being charged with fraud. You see how all this just kind of trickles down the line, right? Again, we weren't the first to take on the PPP loan, but you see it's affecting us now. And then these guys, your man that's in office now, he says, you know what, we're going to hire so many thousand IRS agents. You know why? Because now it's starting to impact a group of people that it planned and always has planned to keep suppressed. So with crypto, it kind of levels the playing field. We're about to get regulations that come in. And once regulations come in, you're going to see so much money come in from these big institutions. But even with these institutions, you still are going to have only a few of players that you're going to be able to use, right? There's 200 stable coins, and out of 200 stable coins, you guys might use two. The most two widely used are USDT and USDC, right? But with USDC, these guys were able to literally stop a transaction. Just literally halt transactions. So the USDC that they had inside of their wallet, they were able to literally call Circle, which is the USDC issuer, and say, hey, these guys were participating in a service that had ties to North Korean or South Korean terrorists. So just because of that, they say these wallets were associated with this platform. We need these wallet addresses blacklisted, and we want you to halt these transactions. For somebody to have that kind of power over your money is disadvantageous. That's crazy, right? Because in crypto, you think, all right, boom, I can still operate how I want to operate. I can move my money how I want to move it. I can spend it how I want to spend it. But now that you have this little piece of information saying my wallet address was used on this platform just because these guys were doing whatever they were doing with their crypto, that I can possibly be blacklisted and can have my assets, my USDC frozen. Yes. That's one of the downfalls of blockchain and crypto coming into the new world. Traditional systems is fiat. You can put $1 million in a bed, in the bed springs, put your mattress over it, and go to sleep. Take a couple stacks here and there. Shoebox money, same thing. And yes, your money is coded, right? There's serial numbers on the money, but the bank's not gonna know what's coming and going if you keeping your money in the house or in your own safe, or you're just not putting it into a financial institution. They have no visibility of this. They just know that they print a certain amount of money every year, and then the money is in circulation. So it's out there somewhere. But with crypto and blockchain and this innovation, they're able to see where you're spending your money, how you're spending your money. If you do something that they don't like, they're able to halt your money, stop your money, blacklist your wallet address, right? This is happening now. And we're still at 4 to 5% of the global population. So now imagine this on a global scale. They've had since 2009, when Bitcoin and the Genesis block was first created, to fine tune this technology. Now that we're here, you're starting to see, holy shit, this can be good and this can be great and this can be bad and this can be horrible. So you guys have to know this information to be able to move around and sidestep. Because in this game, know-how and knowledge is going to be the two greatest factors that you could ever have. Ever. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like we tell you guys about the cashless society. Imagine in a cashless society, just imagine we go cashless in the United States, right? And there's nothing that we can do to stop this. They're going to give us a digital dollar, right? This is USDC. Tone, I'm going to get to you in a second. They can actually halt transactions, but this is because they have the technology to control it. XRP is open source. They can't control that, right? They can't control that at all. I want you guys to understand that there's something brewing right now. The United States is trying to keep up in the financial sector around the world. They want to retain their status as a global reserve currency with the dollar. So if the world is going digital, what do they do, right? They don't want you to continue to keep using fiat because it's not worth anything. The debt itself is spiraling out of control. You have to pre-fund transactions, so banks do not have money. They don't have the money in their hands, right, in their possession. This money is being preloaded, pre-funded to other institutions. This is called nostro vostro accounts. So anytime somebody needs to transact money, this money is already pre-funded at a middle bank. So if you're one person's in the United States, other person's in Europe somewhere, right? There's going to be a middle bank in between these two locations that Bank A, which is your bank, had to pre-fund money. They had to send, sometimes it's like 50 billion, 40 billion, 100 billion. They send that type of money over there to the middle account just in case the customers want to wire money from point A to point B. That's what pre-funding is. So when you see that these banks right now have a liquidity crisis and they don't have any money, this is why. Because a lot of the money is being outsourced, it's being used. So the physical money is not in their possession. It's out, flipping and tumbling, making more money. Sometimes it's literally just sitting collecting dust. That's the downfall of the old system. With the new system, now guys are able to say, okay, you have pre-funding of transactions. Bank A has to send $50 billion to some bank in the Cayman Islands, just in case Tony wants to send Andy some bread. With the new technology, you have XRP. XRP is just an example, right? It's country agnostic, which means anybody can use it. Super fast, super scalable, right? So now we're at 5%. Scalable just means that more people can be able to utilize it, not to insult anybody's intelligence, just to make it plain. It moves so fast, it is able to convert one currency into XRP, move it from point A to point B, convert it into the receiving person's currency, and it's completely settled in 3 to 5 seconds. So think about what that does. Bitcoin can never do that, ever. I don't care what innovation they come up with. Bitcoin can never, ever do something like this because the software itself is old and outdated. XRP is literally the manifestation of Bitcoin, of what happens when you have Bitcoin, you have brilliant minds, and you have innovation. It breeds things like this, right? It's a disruptor. Traditionally, it would take 2 weeks for money to go from point A to point B and be completely settled. Now you can do this instantly. We told you guys about FedNow. FedNow is coming out with a instant settlement payments situation, right? FedNow is a domestic product, which means it's for the United States. The Federal Reserve is for the US. So the US dollar goes away. We go digital. This brings you to USDC. With USDC, you're able to transact. Or they could also go central bank digital currency, right? There's a central bank in every country, and how we transact with other countries is going to be in our own central bank digital currency. But if everybody has their own currency, which one is going to be the global reserve currency? Because Russia is going to be like, hey, I'm not using the US dollar. I'm not using USDC. I'm not using the CBDC from the United States. England can say, I'm not using Russia's, their CBDC or their central bank digital currency. So now we're all in disarray. What do we do? What do we use? Innovation bought the XRP ledger. On the ledger itself, every single country is able to say, hey, I need to transact with this country. I'm going to use XRP to get my CBDC payment sent to this country. And it can be done instantly. Bad side. These guys have total control over your money. It is no longer about, wow, let me stash some money to the side, be able to use it, can transact, I can buy whatever I want. You know, people have habits or whatever, right? Whatever you're spending it on. It could be, you know, weed, it could be whatever, right? You could do that with cash. You can't hide a transaction that's going to be done on the blockchain because everybody is going to be able to see it. And even with these privacy coins, these guys, this is why we had the issue with that whole Zcash situation. And it caused Circle to block a USDC address. This lets you know, guys, these guys have the power to be able to do certain things like this. And that in itself is just beyond me. But it's super powerful. And this is the world that we're coming to, right? There's going to be a bunch of pros. There's going to be a bunch of cons. But you have to find your pocket. You have to learn this stuff and know how to navigate. Because everybody here, if you have children, this is going to be the world that your children are going to be in. They have to operate in this. Then now it's happening right now. So you have to operate in this capacity right now. So nobody's exempt because the world is transitioning. This has been in the works and in the plans for years. Since before the internet, they had patents for distributed ledger technology back in '88. And this is proven fact. So I want you guys to just understand, right? I don't have to keep driving the same point home. I want you guys to really open up your minds and understand every single industry that exists right now is going to be disruptive. And when it's disrupted, not if, there's going to be so many pros, but there's also so many cons to it. So what am I getting to with this? Awareness. A lot of times these days, people are not aware of what's going on. And when you don't have that God-given ability, right, of awareness, you just operate blindly. You're just out here just making random choices, random mistakes, uninformed. And I can't say that so much so with women, because women have this crazy ability, right? Their intuition is at peak levels, right? Women are just built different, right? They get the messages first. They know how to move. They know how to sidestep. That's intuition. It's just something in their gut. Men, we have it too. But a lot of times we don't tap into it. We're so busy, being hyper vigilant, moving around, trying to be successful in this, being distracted, worrying about just unnecessary things, nonsense. So, and we're eating horribly. So a lot of times we don't get those messages. They don't come to us. We lose touch. We're not tapped in. And this is one of those things where everybody who took the boot camp, this is why we have the health and wellness channel. This is why the first day is all about health and wellness and mindset. Because if you're not aware of things like this, you're always going to be blind to it all. Always. This one is called Eduardo. Eduardo, I got your message. I'll check it out before we get off the call. So I just want you guys to be aware of that, right? Moving along, one of the other topics, I know this is a big jump, but I wanted to touch on this because this was super dope. So I want y'all to drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of somebody called MEKA. If you haven't heard of him, drop a 2. All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all who this is. So MEKA, he's the first artificial intelligence rapper. I'm gonna drop it in the chat so y'all can do y'all due diligence, right? So he is a avatar, and his avatar was signed to Capitol Records. Got an actual record deal. It's a rap artist. The music behind MEKA is from an actual artist. Like there's a real rapper. His name is Kyle the Hooligan. He was the voice behind it. He was the creator, the artist, right? He was making the music. He was approached by 2 guys, and these guys basically wanted to partner with him. Well, allegedly wanted to partner with him, and they were going to create this virtual rapper. And Kyle, the actual real reality artist, was like, hey, this is dope. Just this opportunity, right? He's looking in the future. He's like, okay, this could open a lot of doors for me. He sees cryptocurrency, he sees blockchain, he sees just metaverses and the opportunity for him as a music artist, right? So he goes along with it, and I'm assuming, based upon the information that came out, I'm assuming he just never ever owned the likeness, the intellectual property, the music behind it, just so much, because the 2 guys that approached him were taking meetings to actually get the virtual rapper MEKA a deal, not Kyle the Hooligan, the actual rapper, the actual artist. They took the virtual rapper, packaged his music. He had over 10 million followers on TikTok and got a record deal. Think about the opportunity that presents for crypto and blockchain. Think about that. You have a virtual rapper in a virtual world with real music. They create metaverse videos. You can put on a performance in the metaverse, right? You can NFT your music. This creates a whole new plethora of revenue streams for artists. This disrupts the music industry. Now, just to kind of sum up the story with MEKA, he was dropped. The actual virtual rapper was dropped from Capitol Records 7 days after he got his record deal because of racism, and basically they were culture vultures. It was two white guys who were behind the AI of the virtual rapper, right? And he was known for using a lot of explicitives, right? Explicatives, saying the N-word and so forth and so on. And they dropped him, right? Because then they then found out who was operating behind the AI artist. The real rapper began to speak out and say, yo, listen, this is my music. This is my actual music. I didn't get paid for nothing. I didn't get a record deal. I didn't get compensation. I didn't get any kickbacks. No, nothing. So imagine the power on both sides, good and bad. Somebody was able to create music that the world likes. Somebody else was able to take that music, create a virtual rapper get a record deal worth millions. The real artist didn't ever get paid, but you had a virtual artist make millions of dollars. Crazy. You cannot make this shit up. Wolf, that's what I'm talking about. You cannot, y'all. And I'm so hyped behind this is because think about the power, like the opportunity that this presents for each one of you. Because everybody here is a creator in some shape, form, or fashion, right? Even if it's not something that you always do, you might be good at writing poems. I'm a rapper. I'm an artist myself. So I know what I can do in cryptocurrency. Wolf. Wolf makes music too, I think. Wolf, you make music, right? Yeah. So Wolf makes music himself. So think about this. You now don't even have to worry about ever leaving your house to go perform. Let's say somebody has anxiety. They are super good at music, but they got bad anxiety. Summer Walker is a perfect example of this, right? Big singer, big R&B artist, made some incredible music, but she is horrible when it comes to being presented in front of people. She really has almost like a phobia, right? She gets anxiety bad, but you're an artist. So think about this. You never even have to go step in front of millions of people or thousands of people and perform. You can do this right in the metaverse and make millions of dollars. Record companies all transitioning because they see the opportunity. Clothing brands, everything that's going on, that you're going to have to dress your avatar, right? Jewelers, developers, people who are artists, you know what I mean? So they make the likeness of Big Champ. They make the likeness of Kevin. They make the likeness of Tony and Wolf, right? Somebody has to be able to sketch us so that our avatars look exactly like us. And 9 times out of 10, it's not happening yet because the industry itself is still emerging. But look at the opportunity. Hairstylists, barbers, right? Cutting our hair the way we actually like our haircuts. And it's not just for Black people, but just think about it. When you look at avatars and a lot of developers, a lot of them are Caucasian. So they're going to make avatars that resemble them, which kind of cuts us out to play, right? We all don't look alike. We all don't wear our hair the same, right? We have a different texture of hair. So when these avatars come out, sometimes they don't look realistic. They don't look like us. So now think about from a creative aspect, the opportunity that presents for you. Y'all can be multimillionaires, but y'all have to use this space to your advantage, because when it comes to the financial side, they're going to take advantage of this. They want total control. This is what it's all about. Surveillance, control. But the good things come with it, right? You just have people with ill agendas that are in power. So you can, with the benefits, you just have to take those benefits, operate in your own kind of bubble, your own ecosystem. Because when we get Web3, everything you're going to be able to control, right? We don't have to worry about uploading our stuff to certain social media platforms. With Web3, you can kind of host your own, in essence, YouTube in the metaverse, right? And then people can come pay you or pay you a subscription, right? You can have your own quote unquote OnlyFans where you're giving information, right? Like some people do. It was used for something else, but there's people who make OnlyFans accounts and just give data, give info, like how we do at Skype. These same calls, the same information we give over this platform, they're doing the same thing and they make people subscribe to it, right? But they're getting paid. And the way they get paid is they're getting paid through PayPal or whatever the case is, right? Think about this in crypto. You're able to take payments from people back and forth in cryptocurrency. You're able to take micropayments where if I give you a gem for something, right? I'm teaching you something and this is not something that I put into a book and I'm telling you the answer. You can say, damn, you know what, champ? That was incredible. Damn, Steve, that was incredible. Yo, let me send you a tip. And you send the tip in cryptocurrency. That's considered a micropayment. That's a whole nother industry in itself. Micropayments, that's a sector of payments. That's a sector in the global financial system that is literally happening right now. So I want y'all to understand everything is going to be impacted. Everything. Nothing is going to be excluded. So make sure y'all keep that at the top of y'all brains. Please do. Something I want to present to y'all. This was what Steve was going to take care of today. Steve wanted to talk to you guys about unstoppable domains. We touched on this a little bit last night. Wolf, you can you talk?
What's up, bro?
What's good, bro? How you?
Straight, got off of work, tapping in.
That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate y'all here. Yo, with with unstoppable domains last night, did you get some more domains or did you already just have some?
I didn't get any more because they
Okay.
have the one. Yeah, they took them.
All right, too easy. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. I want y'all to see this. Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
All right, so this right here, this website is called unstoppabledomains.com. And I'll actually drop it in the chat for y'all so everybody has it. You guys can go to this on your own. So the dope thing about this is you have companies, you have enterprises, you have governments, you have artists and celebrities, you have brand names, and you're able to purchase a domain name that correlates to that unique item, right? Let's say music artist, right? Nicki Minaj. She was just at the VMAs the other day. I seen that there was a barb something dot, I think dot NFT or dot X, or it was something, right? And it was going for $100,000 US dollars. Insane. So with a domain is essentially like digital real estate, right? You can get in now, and Tesla, I think Tesla had one and sold for $1 million. Somebody bought it. Somebody bought the domain for Tesla, and then Tesla bought the domain from that person for, I think it was like $1 million. It was something crazy. So it could be Nike.crypto, Nike.NFT, right? Champ.bitcoin, Skyton.wallet. And when you purchase these names, right, think about Fortune 500 companies, because again, we're early to the space. There's companies that's not here yet. So Nike, example, Nike.crypto or Nike.NFT. You go on here, you purchase these domains, and you can buy them for super cheap. And when you purchase these domains, you're making sure you're not just blindly buying a whole bunch of nonsense, but think about the companies who have yet to come into this blockchain and cryptocurrency space and then execute, right? Or think about other websites that are going to emerge, because now you know we're early to the space and you know the rest of the population isn't here yet. So one was ill. Steve was like Haitian.crypto or Haitian.NFT, Haitian.bitcoin, Haitian.wallet, right? His nationality, he's Haitian. So he stated, listen, you can buy these domains right now for super cheap, and you buy them and hold them. Then think about mass adoption. The more people that come into cryptocurrency, they're all going to begin to enter into this space, and they're going to be proud of who they are, right? Dominicans, Haitians, like whomever, right? They're all going to be proud. So everybody is going to start having their subgroups, right, where they represent. And now think about somebody who may come out with a website or a product or an NFT or a restaurant or a business, anything, right? And it's going to be centered around that nationality, right? There's 18 different types of mangoes in Haiti, right? So let's say somebody develops a business and they only accept, they come out with a website and it's Haitian.NFT, right? And you're able to buy mangoes with a cryptocurrency that they create. And the website behind that ties into the name of the domain that you own. they're not going to be able to use it without buying your domain. So now you're buying real estate essentially way early than anybody else. And when it happens, they have to come back to you. So now you're making a small investment buying a domain or a couple of domains, and they may be $20, $40, $100, whatever, right? And then 5-10 years from now, you still own the domain, and whoever is creating this product has to come to you for the domain. And now you can charge them whatever you want to because you own the domain. Another play. This is how you can use crypto and blockchain to get wealthy, right? Everything is not about the money. We're not really focused on that, right? But that is a major part of how everybody operates. So I want you guys to start thinking outside the box, right? Don't think, I need to spend my money just to be a consumer. Think about, I need to invest my money because I have a different type of vision for the future. And I know when mass adoption happens, somebody is going to need this domain, right? Start thinking along those lines, putting yourself in position to be a boss, right? To be an investor where you know the kickback is coming back to you. That's the illest thing ever. So when y'all get a second, I want y'all to go to Unstoppable Domains. Oh, I dropped it already. I want y'all to go to this and just find that, just your ideas, man. Just your whatever you can kind of fathom and imagine, right? Get you a notepad, sit down and actually just start thinking about, I wonder, like I love Chiquita bananas, right? Organic Chiquita bananas. I wonder if somebody has Chiquita.NFT. So let's see. So you see this? Protected names are reserved for brands, notable individuals, and trademark owners, right? So you can't own Chiquita.NFT, but you can own crypto Chiquita.crypto or .NFT, and you have the options here. It shows you all here. And then if you want to just see all endings, you just click here and it'll show you all the whatevers that it's available for. And they give you the suggested names here. This is so dope, man. But I just want you guys to literally start thinking outside of the box. And this is really, really, really dope. It's innovative, man, for everybody. Excuse me. And yeah, man, like when you are in this space, don't just think about everything is just going to be a coin, right? Because a lot of times, a lot of these projects, they're super dope, but they have no need for a coin. There's no use, right? So when we tell you 99% of cryptos are going to die, that's one of the reasons. Everybody who's in a boot camp, y'all know why. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why. When we say 99% of cryptos are going to die, a lot of them are going to fail. Some of them because whatever they were doing before they created an actual token was working. But then when they created the token, it was no real need for the token itself or the coin itself. So then people are like, why would I invest my money in this? It's pointless, right? So now you just negated everything that you previously done. So when it comes to the next bull run is literally going to be a utility run. I'm telling you guys, I cannot stress this enough. The utility run is going to be all coins and projects that have real world use case. They are unique. They are going to help solve a problem. That problem has been identified. They have found a way to mitigate that problem and essentially work towards solving it. Everything else after that is going to be the add-on to it, the added value, right? That is what's going to be the difference between the price you pay for it now and the price that it's going to be in the future. Everything you guys do, you have to scrutinize everything, question everything, but start looking at things from a broader brush, broader perspective, so that you guys can put yourselves in a position to be wise investors, sound investors that have become super profitable. You guys got to think ahead. These guys are making plans for us as humans 100 years out, 60 years out. That's these Fortune 500 they're already doing it. They've been doing it. These guys who run these industries, these big industry leaders, they're leaders for a reason. They're able to get your data, your preferences, the things you like, your psychology. They're able to tap into all of this all through data. So with crypto, you guys got to understand you are in control. Even Google, we use Google 100 million times a day. Everybody goes to Google. That's the first thing you go to. There's actually platforms and web browser extensions in Web3 that will allow you to make money every time somebody performs a search. And I previously dropped this info a while ago, Steve and I both. But when we were cultivating this, the Web3 ebook, the free one and the paid one, the free one, we actually put that in there. Like you guys use social media, we all use it. But well, I can't speak for everybody, but the majority of us use it, right? We've had some sort of interaction with a social platform, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Black Planet, whatever, right? We all have used some form of social media platform. Now businesses are coming to social media to see what people are posting, to know when to unleash their promos, right? You might talk about something and it hears you. Your phone tracks you, literally hears you, what you're saying. If you say, oh, I want to see the new product collection, scroll down your Instagram, I'm almost 1000% certain you will see an ad for Prada pop right up. Now that's somewhat of an invasion of my privacy, right? I don't know truly how comfortable I feel with that, but it's dope because it's convenient, right? My phone has heard me verbally say Prada, Prada, Prada. I want to see Prada. So now as I'm scrolling and you see the ad for Prada, you know that wasn't by coincidence. That was effective marketing. Somehow, some way, the phone heard me say it, and AI allowed this ad to be placed in front of me because of some Fortune 500 company paid for that preference. Anytime somebody mentions something or a brand or a product, to have this promo on whatever platform that they're utilizing. That's genius. Now think about how you can make money by doing the same exact thing that they're doing. Because the only difference is they just have a war chest. They got a big amount of money to do this. But we're literally going to a whole nother realm. We're not going to need a whole bunch of money to do stuff like this. You're just going to have thought-provoking leaders around you and people who know different aspects and be able to use this, right? Group economics is going to be it. It does not matter. Kev said it doesn't matter how protected your phone or computer is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And think about this. So this is going to tie into the next topic, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't plan on being super long-winded tonight. I want you guys to understand something. We are using other products voluntarily, right? Because somebody has promoted them to us. This iPhone, prime example. I did not need a new iPhone, right? I'm no longer the person who needs the newest iPhone every single time it drops, every year or every other year. There's an S plus, there's an S plus plus, there's a new camera. I don't need it no more at that point, because now my job is to edify people, right? To pour into the masses, to get my message out, to get Steve's message out, to get Skyton's message out to the people, to where we're teaching people not only to just buy shit and just exist. That shit is so fucking corny. And I'm telling you from my vantage point, because I'm one of those people. I used to be a consumer, like a real consumer. make a ton of money, and then instantly I'm thinking about, yo, all the times I didn't have, all the years of my life when I didn't have, I'm about to go flex. I'm about to go buy a new Rollie, right? I'm about to go buy another gold chain. I'm buying another Versace shirt, some Louboutins, some Givenchy. I'm spending my money unnecessarily, right? I'm literally operating in a space that doesn't serve anybody but the people I'm paying, right? So now you guys have to understand we got to flip this shit. And this is the prime opportunity. Because if we in crypto, the same products that they offering, we could offer the same thing. Think about it. Let's say Daniel was a virtual designer. When Versace drop a real shirt in real life, and you know so many people is over here using the metaverse and creating avatars, we have our own metaverse, right? Y'all know that. We created our own avatars. So now that we have our own avatars now, this is supposed to look like us, feel like us, right? I'm gonna show y'all. This is mine. I don't know if you guys seen this. I'm dropping the files in there. So in those two pictures I just dropped into the chat, y'all check those out. Those are the avatars, right? You see how those are Skyton avatars from our Phantom space, right? So everybody I want you guys, whenever you get a second, go to the metaverse, create your avatar, design it, have it look like your likeness, and we're gonna have a big meeting inside the metaverse, right? We're gonna schedule this and all that, but we'll have a big talk inside there. We'll probably have one of our dot connects or one of our talks. We'll do it inside the space, right? And when you guys are creating your avatars, think about the products that exist. I could take this Versace shirt, put it on me, right? Now I've created a product. And your avatars have to have clothes on. It's a need. It's I don't know if you guys can see it, but I dropped both of them. I could just share it too, so you guys can see it. Y'all bear with me. Can y'all drop a one in the chat, or unmute yourself and let me know if you guys can see it? Because I'm curious. This is my first time ever dropping pictures in there.
We can't see it.
You can or you can't?
Cannot
Gotcha.
see it.
I got them.
Okay. And it could be too, sometimes the platform you guys use, and sometimes if you're on your phone, sometimes you won't be able to see it, whatever. You know what I mean? But I got y'all. I'm about to show y'all right now. And this is so dope. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to actually go in the joint and create your own. Right,
Yeah, their phones can't. I'm on the laptop, so I got it.
Gotcha. I'm on my laptop as well, so that's probably what it is. So y'all can see that?
Yeah.
That's Steve. You know what I mean? Without even having to say it. Look just like him. Just how he dressed, you know what I mean? Skin tone, everything. It's made to his likeness. And then you got the Oracle. It's made to my likeness. Right? You see the beard, glasses, bald head. This is it. So think about this. The people who created the suit that we have on, right? That serves a need. Your avatar in a new digital world is going to need clothes just like your real person needs clothes. Come on, y'all. Somebody was sitting in the same position that y'all sitting in right now and just was like, yo, you know what? I got an idea. Damn, you know what? Everything is all this talk about the metaverse and people creating avatars. Damn, the avatars got to have clothes on. The avatars should literally look like you and me. Damn, let me get with a developer. Let me create something. Now you create a product, and it's so dope when you do this on a digital aspect. You could do this, create something one time. You pay somebody to help you create, help you draw it out, right? Help you render it, all of that good stuff so that it looks real, looks realistic. And then you continuously sell it. And we're not at mass adoption. You just continuously sell it. Somebody who's coming into the metaverse, hey, listen, I know a designer. If Nike doesn't already have one, of course it's Nike we talking about, but just bear with me. Hey, Nike, I have a developer. This guy here knows that you guys just entered into the metaverse. You guys got a whole bunch of patents to sell your goods and services in the metaverse. So that means you're creating product for these avatars, for a metaverse space. Hey, I got a developer who can help build out your metaverse space, right? Now you're on a consultant side making a ton of money doing something that's solving a need for an industry, right? And you're doing this for a Fortune 500 company. This is how millions are created every day. People aren't out here playing, shucking and jiving no more. People are literally taking opportunity and they're executing. Everybody, every single person that's a part of this university, you have that power. We know because we tell y'all so much information. Then after we give y'all the information, y'all go out and seek more information. Y'all have everything you need. It's literally that simple. So look, I wanna tap into something. Hold on, I dropped me and Steve selfie in the middle. Oh, that's dope. So everybody who can't see it, Wolf just dropped one. I think he was in the metaverse space. Him and Steve were standing around each other. So he dropped that graphic in there for you guys to see. But yeah, like our metaverse space, we're gonna build it out and we're gonna continue to kind of advance with that. But there's a lot of things that's going on right now that we're kind of in the middle of, and it's about to be insane. So I'm glad that everybody is here. Y'all all rocking with us. It's gonna be a lot of new people, a lot of new bodies that's coming into the space. If y'all haven't seen them already inside the Discord, we got a ton of people who's been kind of joining forces with us. And then we got as we discussed last night, some of y'all weren't on the call, but last night we have a couple people that's gonna be coming to speak to you all, you know what I mean, in different aspects, you know what I mean, as far as the financial side with the real estate. There's going to be I kind of don't want to let the cat out the bag, but you know, one of my partners, he coming. Wolf, you know who it is already. But we'll keep it silent until it's announced. But he's gonna come in and talk about manufacturer spending, creative leveraging, and it's just gonna be incredible, man. We got a lot in store for y'all. So I really want this Dot Connect isn't kind of like the normal one where we literally are like, hey, this and this and this and this and this. We still kept it high level, but the gist of this call was I want you guys to expand your thinking, right? More than you've done so before. I'm challenging every person on this call to do that, because what we have in store for you guys from now forward, and a lot of the things that you guys are about to experience when it comes to these new innovations is literally going to be so powerful. I really find myself like moved by this, because I truly wish when we first got into crypto in 2015, we didn't have this. We didn't have a community. We didn't have so many people, right, to pour into or to even converse with, right? We didn't have it. A lot of these platforms didn't exist. So to build a community and be able to service them and bring them life-changing information, man, this touches me, yo. This for real, for real. So I greatly appreciate all of y'all for being here tonight and just in general, right, with the university. Like, that's from the heart, for real, for real. Because it's about to get so real. And I still want you guys to be on your toes, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of shit that's gonna happen. It's gonna look bad. You're gonna think, oh, holy shit, this crypto game is like, it's going to zero. But I'm telling you, there's so much happening right now, and it's literally happening. It's August 31st. The month of September there's a multitude of things that are super powerful. I'm not going to really touch on them. There's a multitude of things because this is 1% talk. So everybody that's in the 1%, we're still compiling all the data and all the information. So when we present the movie to you, you have it. But stay tuned for that because we're going to roll that out in 3 parts. And when I tell you guys and I break this stuff down, man, to how crazy these systems is going to impact us, everybody who's invested, you're going to be super rewarded. And it's literally going to change how we operate, how we exchange money. So just stay tuned and keep your eyes wide. We're going to drop little breadcrumbs here and there for y'all. I promise. I promise. We got y'all. But that's it, man. I just want to, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Everybody, if you are signed up for certain cryptocurrency exchanges, make sure you're checking your emails that's associated with those accounts. There's been a multitude of new updates that's been coming out from all of these different crypto exchanges, and they're changing their terms and conditions. We told y'all this was coming, right? We told y'all what was going to happen. The other day, I think it was either yesterday or day before yesterday, I dropped some info on crypto.com. They changed the terms and conditions that they had. And again, these guys are just being like, these guys are literally being crooks the legal way. They're telling you that if something goes wrong and they are functionally insolvent, which means they're able to function, but they don't have the money to be able to pay out and uphold their end of the bargain, that if they ever have to shut down or halt trading and they file for bankruptcy, your money as the retail investor is going to be gone, right? Literally gone. So I want you guys to understand that it's getting real out here. There was another one today, Luna. Luna is another cryptocurrency exchange. I just got one. I haven't had the opportunity to actually read it. So I'll give you guys some insight on that. But yeah, it's happening. These guys are changing how they're operating, and you basically are a sitting duck. So they Luno, so the same way these other exchanges were doing, they basically just said, listen, we're halting the ability to send crypto, and they're categorizing it as a safety precaution, but they stopped anybody from being able to send or receive crypto or send their money off of the exchange into their personal bank, right? And it's kind of crazy, but this is what happens. 3 Arrows Capital, all these other exchanges, it's all happened, right? You Celsius, you guys were able to see this in real time, and this is just a continuation of it. So like we said, just keep your eyes wide because it's going to continue to happen more so and more so as time progresses, because we're getting closer to regulations, right? And these systems aren't waiting. They are already in play. They have tentative dates and they're dropping, right? So just everybody, last time, like Steve hates me going back and forth into this. Last time, y'all, everybody on this call, if you have any crypto on an exchange, get the shit off now, please. Because I don't want to hear nothing about, oh man, such and such shut down. I had 5 grand on here. I had 10 grand on here. Listen, we lost a lot already, right? That's what brought us to this point, to be able to pour into you guys. We're not losing no more. And we've made it literally our goal to tell every single person as many times as we possibly could, do not allow your crypto to be stuck on an exchange and you take an L and then we have to hear about it when we've been preaching 100 million times over. All right. So that's going to wrap up episode 9 of Doc Connect Wednesdays. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We out of here.